Hey Rebel Rouser, Alan Voivod from Star Wars 7x7. I'm here with Jeremy Meadows. He's the Senior Manager Marketing Strategy with Nissan USA. I've been talking to him about the 2017 Rogue One Limited Edition Nissan Rogue and also about Battle Test, which is the awesome VR experience that they created, which was built from the commercial that they did, and then it became an auto show spectacular, and then it evolved into the VR experience. But in the midst of all this, and in all the conversations that we've been having on and off camera, there's been other stuff that we've been talking about too, and I wanted to make sure you got to hear a couple of these stories because they're really awesome. First of all, I want Jeremy to tell you about going to the Rogue One press junket up at Lucasfilm in Northern California and what happened there, because there are a couple of awesome brushes with celebrity and so forth. You were telling me about Ben Mendelsohn and Alan Tudyk, for example. I'll shut up now. Tell me what that experience was like.
So we had our limited edition cars as well as our X-Wing inspired Nissan Rogue on display, as well as we also have another custom vehicle that isn't here at Celebration today, but we did something that was inspired by the pilot suit from the X-Wing pilots.
Oh.
So it's orange and white, and it's got yellow tinting on the windows and everything. And so we had all four of those cars there on display.
Wow.
And it was really great seeing the responses and reactions of journalists that were coming there for the press event. But what was extra special for me was seeing the celebrities being dropped off in front of Lucasfilm. Our cars were right there. And one of the ones that got dropped off early was Alan Tudyk. And I recognized him right away. I'm a big fan of his anyways. And he went, wow, what are these cars? And I happened to be standing right there, and I was there representing Nissan anyways, so I said, I'm happy to give you a little walk around. He's like, yeah, let's do it. So we walked around the cars, and he was blown away. He loved them. He loved the wheels that we had chosen for the cars that you can buy, the limited edition. So we're almost done. I was spending, 5-10 minutes with him, and we were kind of starting to wrap up because his people were like, hey, we got to get inside. I understand, he's busy.
Yeah.
But then another car pulls up for drop off, and it was Ben Mendelsohn. And those two guys, they're friends, and Alan goes, hey Ben, I want you to meet my friend Jeremy Meadows from Nissan. So I ended up spending 10 more minutes with Alan, and then Ben on top of that. It was really great to talk to them, and they were really impressed with the cars that we put together.
And how hard was it to suppress that fanboy aspect of yourself?
Yeah, it was really hard. It was really hard. I had to keep my my business face on and represent Nissan, but also too I felt I was there representing some fans because what a great opportunity for any fan to be able to do that.
Right. And so you met Kathleen Kennedy too as part of this.
Yeah, so she was one of the last to arrive to the press event, and I had a couple minutes scheduled with her to show her the cars because she had helped approve various elements of the cars as we were in development, but not had seen a physical car in person.
Oh, okay.
So she had seen some photos and some renderings as we were going through the development process, but at Lucasfilm there, where she got dropped off, we had the cars right there. I gave her a walk around, and she got to see it for real in person. And it was great. She had a great response to it. She said, this is a great job. I really appreciate everything we've done together.
Because this whole development process, as you were mentioning, you're actually working with, and we heard about this in one of the videos that we shot already, you were working with the same people that were working on Rogue One, same creative teams, and also with people in Story Group as well.
Yeah. So all those same teams that worked on the movie, we got a chance to work with in development of all this material that we did for the relationship between the two brands.
And so then the other awesome, brush with greatness thing happened at the Rogue One premiere event. And so you had the cars on the red carpet there as well. Did you have all four versions there too?
We didn't. We had a white limited edition. We had our Death Trooper helmet that you get when you purchase the vehicle or lease the vehicle.
Right.
And then we had our X-Wing inspired Nissan Rogue on display on the red carpet. So I got a chance to be on the red carpet as all the celebrities were coming down. Again, I had to keep my my business face on, but it was really great to be able to be there to represent Nissan, represent our organization. There were some other colleagues of mine that I had there with me as well. So the collective group of us, we got a chance to represent Nissan, but we were also representing fans because a lot of us again are fans as well. And I had to pinch myself several times as people were coming down the carpet. A couple of my favorite moments was meeting Gareth briefly on the red carpet. I got a chance to also talk to him at the after party. So now we have I only spent a moment with him at the red carpet because people were trying to get in to go see the movie and get photos with some other journalists.
Right.
But afterwards, we're at the after party, a little more relaxed, and I went over to him and I just said, from one fan to another, because we all know he's a mega fan as well.
Right.
I mean, he went to Tanzania for his 30th birthday. That's pretty cool. I haven't been there yet. I'd love to go. So I went over to him and I said, from one fan to another, thank you for making such a great movie. And he was like, I really appreciate that. He goes, you're Nissan, right? I said, yeah, I work at Nissan. And he goes, well, I got a chance to see some of your creative just as it was getting ready to go out to the market. He says, I was really busy on the movie, so I had to be focused on that, so rightfully so. But he says, your advertising was great. You guys did a really great job to compliment the movie. That was fantastic. That was really fantastic.
So, do you feel like your life is complete at this point? Like, is your career done with Nissan now? Because
no,
of course not.
I'm an automotive marketer first and foremost. I've been doing it for many, many years. But to personally be able to bring some fandom that I have in my personal life into what I do, I never thought I would talk about Stormtroopers, the Death Star, and Lucasfilm in general as it relates to work. I was talking about those things in my personal life, talking with other fans and family and friends.
So if you had to pick one, and I'm putting you on the spot here. No, it's all right. It's all right. Because I've been asking a lot of different people this over the course of Celebration. I will continue to be doing so. But since it's the 40th anniversary of Star Wars, do you have a favorite memory of Star Wars? And it could be in the movie, might not be in the movie. Might be. I mean, it might be the Gareth Edwards story for all I know. I mean, but do you have anything that like jumps out at you that is just a treasured Star Wars moment to you?
Actually, yes. Meeting Gareth and meeting Kathleen and all wonderful people and really great people to work with. Going to Lucasfilm headquarters has been amazing. But my most treasured memory is 1980. It's the opening week of Empire Strikes Back. And my grandparents, who I was very close to when they were alive, took me to see Empire Strikes Back at this little theater. So I grew up just outside of Flint, Michigan. And they took me to this little theater. It only had like 2 screens in it. That's how small it was.
Right.
And both of them were showing Empire Strikes Back, of course. The lobby was packed. And I remember going into the doors to go into the theater, and it was one of those where you walk up and you kind of go to the side, and there's the 2 doors to go into the theater.
Right.
And in the middle was a poster with Yoda on it. And I remember being a little guy looking up at that poster going, he's kind of creepy looking. But once I saw the movie, I immediately fell in love with Yoda, and still to this day, he's one of my 2 favorite characters. The other one's Darth Vader. Those 2 characters. So I have a little bit of light and dark in me, and that is my most treasured moment, is going to see it for the very first time on the silver screen in 1980. I remember then my family telling me, "Oh, there was another movie. We should go take you to go see it." And I was hooked from then on out.
That's wonderful. And the other character that he absolutely loves, since he told me this earlier, is Darth Vader. And so naturally we got to talking about that final scene in Rogue One. I don't have to do spoiler alerts about it anymore at this point, because you saw it in the theaters. And who were you with when you saw it?
I was with some of my colleagues from Nissan.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so I was sitting next to my vice president and my director.
Yeah.
And we were all seeing the movie together with some of the other team that worked on the project. And we were at the Pantages, and up until then, the whole movie was just great. I was really enjoying it. A lot of good laughs from K2SO. I mean, he delivered some of the best lines of the movie. Some really great action sequences. I love Cheer It. But Darth Vader, I mean, he's the man. And the scene earlier in the movie was great between him and Director Krennic. But then as the battle is happening over Scarif, and the theater goes dark because the screen went dark, and you hear the breathing, I still get goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah.
I leaned over to my director sitting next to me, and I was like, Eric, this is about to get real. Because I knew something was coming.
Right.
And sure enough, lightsaber on, and it was on. And amazing. I mean, the whole from there until when Leia gets the plans, this is hope. Just a great way to end it, to lead you into New Hope.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. This is Jeremy Meadows. He is the Senior Manager of Marketing Strategy at Nissan USA and one of the Chief Architects with making sure that you know about the 2017 Rogue One Limited Edition Nissan Rogue. Actually, one of the Chief Architects making this thing happen. You know, I guess you wouldn't necessarily expect marketing strategy to be the department that decides that there's going to be a limited edition car that gets built.
Yeah, that's not the norm within most companies.
Right.
But you know, my vice president, who I've got the chance to work with really closely on several projects, when the relationship came up with Lucasfilm, he said, I want you on this, and to help oversee the whole thing, working with me and some of the other managers. Reason why, I mean, you're an automotive marketer for 20 years, but you've been a fan since you were a very little boy, and it's something that I live and breathe every day. I say it loud, I say it proud all the time, and he was like, that's why I want you involved, because you'll do a respectful marketing and respectable experiences for both brands and for both fans.
Got it. Jeremy, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I enjoyed it.